Australian visa services in the Philippines. Now, what Australian visa services are available in the Philippines when you want to bring your Filipina girl to Australia on a tourist visa or even a partner visa? How can you make this process not only successful, but as smooth and as stress-free as possible? Now, what services and options are available to help a couple in an Australian-Filipino relationship? Now, which visa application services? Now, when you apply for an Australian visa for your lady in the Philippines, you have a few choices, and it remains your free choice what you wish to do, of course. The only definites are that you must apply for a visa and that the decision to say yes or no rests with the Department of Immigration and Border Protection, the DIBP, and their representatives in the Australian Embassy in Manila. You see, visas to Australia are not rights. There is no automatic entitlement to a visa. There are no inherent rights that exist that an Australian may invite somebody to Australia. And marrying someone doesn't give them the right to live in Australia either. Now, you're free to marry anyone you like as long as it's not otherwise prohibited by law. You know, marrying close relatives, underage marriages, or if the applicant is already married, etc. That aside, however, you don't get to decide if your bride has the right to enter and live in Australia. That's not automatic. So whatever you do, you need to understand and accept that if your application is not a good application, then you won't get a visa. No non-citizen enters Australia without a visa, and a visa will only be granted if the visa applicant meets the stringent criteria set out in the migration regulations, which is set in Commonwealth law. So what can you do to ensure that you get a visa for your Filipino wife granted? Now, you can either prepare, lodge and manage the application by yourself, or you can get professional help to help you. Australian visa services available. Now, VFS. Now, once upon a time, the Australian Embassy received visa applications through their door. Visa applicants wanting to go to Australia queued up, or fell in line, as they say here, in a very long line and handed in their application across the counter at the Australian Embassy in Manila. Now, those days are long gone. The embassy still processes visa applications, but the doors are not flung open anymore. They've done what many countries are now doing, and they're using a service delivery partner. That means they use a go-between, and that happens to be VFS Global these days. Now, this is just an extension of preparing, lodging and managing your own visa application. VFS are not registered migration agents. They are nothing more than a drop-off centre in Manila and in Cebu City. Now, they can't help you to prepare your application. They can't give you advice. Now, this is not an option unless you are 100% sure of yourself and your ability to prepare an effective application, okay? Now, local travel agents in the Philippines. Now, there are countless travel agencies in the Philippines in every town. They will sell you plane tickets and bus tickets, and they will book hotels and resorts for you, and if you ask them, they will tell you they know all about visa applications to Australia and to basically anywhere you like. Now, they may even have an identification number with the Aussie Embassy, but this has nothing to do with the migration agent's registration number. Now, this is a cheap option, no question about it. And honestly, I would rather see clients try and do the application by themselves than to take their future so lightly as to trust them with an opportunist who bluffs their way through. Look, I'm sorry, there's no politer way of wording it. Now, we mop up the end results of these characters quite regularly. Some clients end up with 3-year bans for false statements and bogus documents because they trusted the wrong person with their application. Now, registered migration agents. The migration advice profession is regulated in Australia by the Office of MARA, which is the Migration Agents Registration Authority, and MARA is run by the Department of Immigration. Now, it's illegal in Australia for anyone other than a registered migration agent to give migration advice. Now, that's because of the damage that can be done to people's lives by poor handling of something that matters so much. Lives, families and futures are in the balance. Now, outside of Australia, these laws unfortunately can't be enforced, but the Department and the Embassy still recommend only getting professional advice from a registered migration agent. Now, migration agents need to be qualified in Australian migration law through postgraduate university study and must maintain a professional library to keep updated with any changes in the laws. Registered migration agents must also be good character and legal standing, and must attend continued professional development studies each year. We need to also operate within a code of conduct, and breaches of this code can lead to sanctions or even deregistration. And yes, there are registered migration agents operating in the Philippines, and some, like Down Under Visa, have permanent offices, and the agent is here all year round, and importantly specialises in visas for Australian Filipina couples. That means tourist visas for couples, partner visas, which are fiancé and spouse visas, and child visas and citizenship applications for children of Australian citizens. So you are dealing with someone qualified and registered in Australia, but right here in Manila. So not only are you in safe hands, but you're also in Aussie hands. I hope we can help you soon. Thank you. This video was brought to you by Down Under Visa, who specialise in visas for Australian Filipina couples. Please visit our website and complete a free visa assessment form. And please watch some of our other videos. Thank you.